What is up, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Emily. I am a third-year teacher, but a first-year second grade teacher. We moved up to second grade this year. And as we move into the summer here, and I know a lot of people, especially teachers, like to just start thinking about things for the New Year's, especially if you are a first-year teacher, fresh out of college. You are starting to think about your classroom and what you should get for your classroom. So I have compiled a list of 25 items I've found over the last few years that are definitely teacher must-haves for me. So if you are starting to compile a wish list or starting to purchase items, I do have an Amazon wish list or an Amazon list down below for you to check out for any of these items. But these are the top 25 items I have found have been a big game changer in my classroom. So the first two kind of go hand in hand. Finding some kind of like system, what you want to do for birthdays. I usually do like a birthday pencil, a little birthday certificate, and then just something cute. Last year I did little stuffed animals, and then they had a birthday chair cover. It definitely doesn't need to be something that breaks the bank. You can find a lot of kits on Amazon already ready to go, so you're not having to like collect the items yourself. But I just found like the birthday chair cover especially makes them feel really special, and I have it all laid out on their desk. And the chair covers are actually found at Dollar Tree, so if you're ever at a Dollar Tree, go check out the birthday section because you can find them there. And then some kind of, reward system for your classroom. I know it can be quite a controversial topic, classroom rewards, but I do find, especially with the younger grades, it does help with behavior management and, having that kind of incentive for them to start learning responsibility and how to like work towards a goal has been super helpful. My jar, I will insert a picture right here. It is just a little smiley face jar that I think I got off of Amazon, possibly Temu, and I know Hobby Lobby has super cute ones right now, so definitely go check those places out. But they just earn a smiley face for getting a compliment. I call it a compliment jar. So the PE teacher, principal, if we're walking in the hallway, if another teacher comes in and sees them, following expectations, they get a smiley face. And then that's kind of how we work towards our class parties, whether it's PJ day, a movie day, extra recess, stuff like that. This next one I did not discover till midway through my first year of teaching. And I don't know how I didn't think of it before. Some kind of oil diffuser or like scent plug-in. The classroom gets stinky. I mean, you're cooped up in there all day after PE, after recess, and just kids being in there. Some kind of little scent diffuser helps make the classroom smell good and just feel a little more homey. I definitely do a lot of stinky feet days is what I call them, where kids get to take off their shoes. I have a very flexible classroom, so we're not always sitting in desks or, the more traditional ways. So we do take our shoes off a lot because I like to take my shoes off. But having that scent diffuser definitely comes in handy because it smells a lot better in the classroom. Another great thing I found, especially if you have a magnetic whiteboard, magnetic hooks or the magnetic clips for anchor chart paper and hanging those up for display. Also, my door frame is metal, so when I do any kind of holiday decorations on my doors, having little metal hooks is super helpful and a lot easier than trying to put like a command strip up and constantly having it fall down. And there's a lot of heavy duty ones, so I use them all over my classroom. Anywhere I have a magnetic surface, you will find one of those hooks. I use them to hold my bag, my coat. I make sure to get the ones that are really sturdy because it's really helpful. And I like to have their anchor charts up on display. I think it's super fun, especially for that unit, and I laminate them so we can keep them for years to come. But having those hooks is super helpful for putting student work examples or even my own example up on the board for them to reference during the lesson. Another must-have is double-sided tape. I go through so much double-sided tape making door decorations, taping stuff on their desks or on the walls, and I feel like I never have enough double-sided tape, so I am buying in bulk for this school year. But double-sided tape comes in handy, especially if you are labeling bins. It's just so much easier than trying to do like the little foldy thing with the tape and messing with that. So double-sided tape, definitely stock up on that. You will thank yourself later. I should have probably mentioned before, but these are in like no particular order or like organization. I just, have been making a list and kind of piled them up. And so it might seem all over the place, but as I walked around and unpacked my new classroom today, I was like, oh, I should put this on my list. So that is why it feels a little disorganized. Another thing I love to do is a themed bookshelf for each month or, units. Like when we learned about planets, I did a whole planet theme, or plants, Christmas, Valentine's Day, all that. So getting little acrylic or any kind of book display holders to put on top of your bookshelves or wherever you want to display that is super cute. It's definitely not a necessity by any means, but it does make it feel a little cuter, and like the kids get really excited when you switch out the books. So again, not a necessity. It's not something that you need to have, but it is a nice addition to the classroom, I would think. Having a good teacher planner, teacher bag, teacher water bottle, those are like the big three for me. I have to write out my lessons and what we're doing. I have to have a physical calendar. I know some people do it digitally, and I wish I could do that, but the pen and paper for me is just the way to go. So whether it is a digital planner or like a traditional paper planner, having some way that you are staying organized with important dates, lesson plans, testing, and all of that is definitely going to be a big lifesaver. And then having a good teacher bag. I don't bring my laptop home. I stopped doing that midway through my first year, so I wasn't working at home. But I know sometimes you have to bring your laptop home, especially if it's your personal laptop or you bring your planner home and books, what have you. Having a really good teacher bag, backpack, or shoulder bag. Mine is the Wrangler shoulder bag. I got last year, I think, and it's been holding up. It's super sturdy. I can fit everything in there. My laptop, my water bottle, my lunchbox, all the stuff I buy on Amazon throughout the year. But having a good teacher planner, teacher bag, and a teacher water bottle, your voice gets so dry when you are talking and teaching all day. And the days I forget my water bottle are the worst days because I am so parched, so scratchy, and I just want water. So I come home and chug it. So having a designated water bottle that maybe you keep in your classroom and take home to wash like every other day, or if you have a sink in your staff lounge. Like in our staff lounge, we have one, so I can wash it at school and it just stays there, so I never forget it. But those are my big three for sure that you should definitely invest in. Next up, to save so much time and just get it done quickly, is the AFMAT electric pencil sharpener, or any kind of automatic pencil sharpener where you just put the pencil in, it sharpens and pops right out. Has been a lifesaver. I have had the same one for over a year now. It is my favorite thing ever, and it's so easy for my kids to use, because sometimes with like the traditional electric pencil sharpener where you have to hold it, it takes forever. They don't sharpen, and we sharpen the pencils once a week and they stay sharp all week. We rarely have to resharpen them throughout the day. So that is definitely linked down below. It has a bunch of cute colors. So I definitely would recommend getting something like that. I mentioned earlier, I like to display my anchor charts, but having fun markers for my anchor charts. I use smelly markers personally for anything that I make, and it gets a little treat. My kids get to use them every once in a while, but I love smelly markers. The Mr. Sketch, they are just really nostalgic to me too, so I love having them. But I know Sharpie makes their own flip chart markers, which are also really good. But having those chart markers and the big chart paper is great. There's so many times where I just put a little heading on it, and then me and my kids sit there and we go through a bunch of things like KWL charts, graphs, all of that. So that is definitely something that you will want to have in your classroom. Now, if you wanted to go a more reusable option, magnetic lined paper. I bought this at the beginning of last school year, and it was so great. I was able to show them how to actually like write on a piece of lined paper and what that should look like, and then just wipe it off. I've put spelling words on there, memory words for our super kids unit, but it's been so nice, and you can just wipe it off and restart, and you don't have to waste paper or anything like that. So if that's a route you wanted to go, I have that link down below as well, and it's been a game changer, and it's held up really well. Like the corners haven't frayed. The magnet is still super strong on the back, so I just slap it on the board and write whatever I need to write, or we practice writing paragraphs and friendly letters, and I can actually do it with them and show them. Keeping on that theme of magnets, if you are doing a magnet calendar or any of those cute, you will need supplies, getting the little magnetic adhesive dots or magnetic strips of tape, so easy. I love using them. I use them all around my classroom. Like I said, calendar, our little headings for what we are learning that day, just a ton of good stuff. And you can get them in a pack of 100 for really cheap. And I think they're just super helpful to have around the classroom. Having some kind of way to organize your files is also going to be a big game changer, whether you have file cabinets in your classroom or you're buying the little file organizers. That way you can keep student assessments, conference files, any important things that you can file away, or any like unit copies. Sometimes I will make a whole copy of a unit and then keep the master copies. That's a great place to store that. And having those just a home for it is going to be help keep you organized. I love having smelly stickers as well for my kids to put on their tests, on their homework, or just to hand out for like good behavior that I see. They love collecting them and they put them on their take-home folders. So it's like a collage of like what they have earned, and smelly stickers are so fun. Every kid I come across loves a smelly sticker. I, as an adult, love a smelly sticker. Another thing to just keep in your desk or wherever your workspace is, sticky notes. I'm always reaching for a sticky note to write something down, or an idea, a thought, something I need to remember. Always, always, always having sticky notes. I think I buy like the big packs at a time, and I go through them within the first like half of the year of teaching. That's kind of just how I organize my thoughts. I have sticky notes everywhere. My kids use them. You know, we use them for exit tickets or morning questions. Just a great resource to have. And another great resource to have, if you do not have the mesh zipper bags, I, again, bought those for the first time last year, and I don't know how I lived without them. You can organize everything, game pieces, puzzles, manipulatives. I use them for my students' book bags where I put their leveled readers in there and they keep it in their seat sack. And I don't need to repurchase this year because the ones I have linked down below actually held up really well. And I had some kids that were really rough with supplies, but they're still going, like they're still strong. Same with my dry erase pockets. That is such a game changer. I use them on my math and super kids board to like switch out little posters for whatever skill we're working on. I use them in my early finisher stations, small groups, anything, anywhere you can use a dry erase pocket, do it. It's going to save you so much time with printing, you know, not like having to dig out whiteboards. It's just something they can keep in their seat sack. It's lightweight and it's super easy to clean. So mesh pockets, sticky notes, and dry erase pockets, add those to your list. My last thing that I know is super popular, I actually have 2 of these in my classrooms for 2 different reasons. A wireless doorbell. I have one that actually goes outside of my door and makes the traditional doorbell sound to let me know someone's at the door. It is a new policy this last year that we need to keep our doors locked at all times, and so that's just the best way to do it instead of having someone knock on the door all the time. So that has been super helpful. We just implemented that this last month and a half of this school year, and I just have it as a class job, the class greeter, to open the door. And it's been so fun in the class greeter. That's a really fun job. And I just kind of keep the bell up at the front of the door. It lights up and makes a sound if you want it to, or you can have it be silent, but that has been a big game changer. And my second one, I keep around my lanyard, my button on the lanyard, and that is to signal transitions, cleanup time, attention getter, which I know has been like the most popular use for it. And it definitely is good. I had a different sound for cleanup versus attention getter versus transition. So definitely consider at least having one doorbell in your classroom for some kind of, whether it's for your actual door or some attention getter. These next couple ones are definitely going to save your life in prep. Cordless glue gun. If you don't have a cordless glue gun, what are you doing? That is like the coolest thing ever. First of all, to just have it be cordless. I love to craft, so that's super fun, but it's also really helpful. You don't have to sit by an outlet and hurt your back from sitting on the floor. You just charge it up and you can take it to the table. And I actually find because for the cordless glue gun, they are a lot longer and thicker, you don't go through as much glue, which is super nice. And then having your own laminator. I do use the big school laminator. I'm kind of afraid of it. I don't really know how to work it that well, but I have my own personal Scotch laminator for smaller things. I'm starting to laminate like a bunch of stuff for this school year to hang up on the wall. So having your own laminator is super helpful. I also find laminating to just be kind of therapeutic, to sit there and listen to music or watch a show while you do it, and then you just laminate, and cutting through lamination is just the best. Also, a new purchase for me was a label maker to label all of my supply bins, all of my extra bins, folders, all of that. I just got a little label maker and it has been so nice. We even went and labeled all of our supply lockers with it. So I've loved having my label maker. I have pulled it out so often for so many random things. So I have that linked down below for you as well. This next item is definitely going to save your voice. Some type of microphone or something that goes around your neck to amplify your voice, especially if you have a larger class, has been super helpful. I don't lose my voice as often, or I don't feel like hoarse and all scratchy. So having something, you know, I know they make clip-on microphones, or they have ones that are like more necklace style, something for you to help amplify your voice so you are not straining it as much. Because like I said, talking all day is rough, very rough. And my last teacher must-have is not a physical thing, but you will definitely want to make some kind of class playlist with, you know, Kids Bop, maybe clean music. I work at a private religious school, so I have a lot of worship music on there, but having some kind of playlist to just throw on. I have an upbeat playlist, and I also have one for independent work time, so it's more mellow, more chill. I've got a morning playlist. I have all kinds of playlists saved on YouTube or Spotify, but that's just a little extra thing to do now in the summer especially, so that way it's ready to go for the school year and you don't have to like sit there and take the time to search songs. You just hit play and it's all ready to go. So those are all of my teacher must-haves. Like I said, especially if you are a new teacher, definitely check out the Amazon list I have linked below. If you have been teaching for a while, let me know your must-haves down below. Maybe it's something I didn't mention and we can get some ideas flowing for our fellow teacher friends. And I'm always looking for new ideas and new things to bring into the classroom. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you thought down below, and don't forget to subscribe because we have a lot of fun stuff coming up. This is my favorite season of teaching because I love getting organized, cleaning the classroom, sometimes cleaning the classroom. You will see in my next video that I did not enjoy this one very much, but classroom setup, classroom hauls, it's like a teacher's Christmas. I love getting new ideas, but I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next video.